See. There we go. There we go. Sebastian, I see you, boy. I see you, boy. Say what up to Milo. We gonna you the type of you good, man? No, you got this. Say what up, Milo. Yeah, why you? You talking about some, what's that noise? Hey, Sebastian, you hear me? Okay, bro. We always go mic check with this. Let's see. Close. I gotta put you down, man. You gotta bother your mom. On me, we gotta get the kids financial literate, bro. Financially literate. Let me adjust this camera real quick. That type of all right, that's a bet. We just gonna rock it like this. This is, and I got my wife here too. So on one of these charts, we gonna go back and use her. But I'm gonna run through how ICC is, bro. ICC first and foremost. Let me see. How do you hide? ICC first and foremost, bro. Is a three-step process. Number one, it's the indication, which is a new high or a new low. Step two is the correction, which is just retracement. And step three is continuation, which is the basically the trend continues, right? So the first thing to always know is higher time frame charting. I go with the 4 hour now. I used to do the 1 hour, but the 4 hour is just it's been a little bit more consistent. And the only thing you really gotta know, let me cut this. Only thing you really gotta know, bro, is market structure. You know market structure. Bullish structure is higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Same thing with bearish structure, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low. You familiar with bearish and bullish structure. The portion of it, excuse me, is if this is my most recent high, right? Let's say this is all time highs. Price retraces, you know what I'm saying, for a correction, and then the trend continues. That's the C, and that's the C. When the trend continues, this is the new indication. So this is step one, makes a new high. All I want to see is price come down to this last high, this last level, and then continue up, right? And my trades always go with entries at that last high, stop loss below the swing low on my entry time frame, and I'm targeting the most recent high. I don't really ride to the new high. You know what I'm saying? And it's just repeating, bro. It's just the trend continues. So every single time my entry will come at these new levels, as price continues to make new highs or new lows. That's how I get my buy or sells. The thing about it is, I'm gonna use last night or this morning for a perfect example as to how ICC played out and how the hell I fumbled this A+ setup, bro. So let's backtrack. Let's say we cut off from there. So this candle right here, this 4 hour candle was yesterday at 7 p.m. Right. So what you would do is you mark out your highs, right? This is a level. Oops. This is the most recent high, which is what? Our indication. This is the indication. If I add in that arrow, keep where that arrow at. Shapes. Yeah, like a cool arrow. Yeah. Come show daddy. Was it up here? Oh, arrow marker. I got you. Yeah, I got you. All right, so boom. Again, note. This is step one. Indication. We do not trade indications. Indications are like breakout traders. People that don't even know like how high this thing could go. That's what breakout traders do. We do not know. We do not trade indications because we don't know how high it's gonna go. So we just wait for price to make a new high and then reverses from there, because then that at least gives us a target for any type of trade that we finna take. So indication happens first. That's always first. It's a new high, new low. If this was bearish, that means, you know what I'm saying, kind of got to go back a little bit. We've been on the fucking uptrend for so fucking long. If this was bearish, right, then this was like the last level of support, and then this here would have been the indication. That makes sense? Because now we got a new low. So that's what that looks like in a bearish trend. We wait for a new low to be formed, wait for that correction, and then price should target that exact same area. And I'm gonna explain why those are important. Milo over there having the time of his life, huh? I'm gonna explain why that's important though. Excuse me. All right, so bullish trend. Start with the market structure. Bullish trend, obviously. So we only looking for buys. We do not look for sales. We do not look for what's it called? A trade that goes against the overall trend. So I should only be looking for buys unless this overall trend, this higher time frame trend changes. So only looking for buys. Higher time frame, 4 hour, made an indication. Drop to my 1 hour. My 1 hour is my correction, right? This is all correction area. Straight down. Okay. This is all my correction. Now, mind you, the correction will always be opposite of the overall trend because that's price retracing. Price can't retrace and be bullish at the same time in this example, right? So this is my correction. And all I do lastly, bro, is wait for the correction to be over. How do I know when the correction is over? Market structure. So last night the hourly was in a downtrend, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? The correction isn't over until price breaks this structure and makes a higher high. You know what I'm saying? And continues to turn back bullish. So the correction is over once the hourly turns back bullish, right? Which is exactly what we got a little bit overnight and into the morning, right? So I'm gonna play a couple candles so we can see price pushing up, but this isn't breaking the last high. So we just waiting till price break this last high. Price rejects, but it makes a higher low. That's one sign that price might be turning back bullish. Now we got this high, this low, and price closed above this high, right? So now structurally, price is now turning back bullish, and this candle is closed. So now, once I get that candle closure, go to my entry time frame. My entry time frame is the 15-minute chart. You feel me? That 15-minute chart. I need that 15-minute to also turn back bullish before I take my entry, which is what we got here, right? So it was bearish coming down, but now we made a high, made a low, broke out and made a higher high. I would want price to retrace back into this most recent high to continue the trend back higher. It's all market structure. So remember, the 4 hour was bullish. I need my 1 hour to correct, then turn back bullish, and then I take my entry once the 15-minute is bullish. But the thing about the entry time frame is, actually before I mark this up, is that we need it to be bullish. We need a couple new indications or new highs on the 15-minute, right? So price was bearish. This is the last high. Price broke above it once. We really want to see it break above twice, right? Like make a low, then break on the way back up on a second time, because we know above this level there's nothing but buys. Under this level there's nothing but sales. So you don't ever want to try to take buys underneath this level where sellers are holding price down, right? Price did not go up any higher than this because sellers are holding price down. Can y'all hear me on the chat? I'm not multi-streaming, bro. Vic Hopper. So sellers are here. You never want to take a buy into an army of sellers. We don't want to do that, right? That's kind of working backwards, and that's where I failed a couple times, just because price might try to turn back bullish, right? Like I would look at it down here, be like, oh, that's a high, that's a low, that's another high, I could take an entry. No, you still working against this major level of sellers, right, from the higher time frame. So you don't want to do that. You want to see price clearly break that level, right? Not once, but a second time, and then above this level, you can take your entry, right? But you also want to mind those last highs. So of course this was a level, but then you also got this level here, because if you're not able to get in, fully, we hope to get in here, but this was what, like 15 points away on NQ. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. This was around the time, Sebastian, bro, when you hit the group like, hey, I'm thinking buys. It jumped, but at least I could have seen, and this is what I was saying, like I should have seen this, that this was an obvious buy. The 4 hour was bullish, the 1 hour turned back bullish, and then the 15-minute turned back bullish. Not only did it turn back bullish structurally here, but it also broke these last highs as well with this one single candle close. Everything is bullish. Prices above this level where we know sellers are below here, buyers are above. This one of these levels, you could, I'm talking like literally could just take a buy off of any of these levels, not even trying to FOMO, but just take a buy off of any of these levels, because we know on a higher time frame, there's nothing but buyers all above here, right? And even if you consider this swing on a 4 hour or on the 1 hour, right? This was the last line where sellers were. Above here, there's nothing but buyers. Below here, obviously we got sellers. But above this level, nothing but buyers. So you see this 15-minute candle broke above where the buyers are, broke all those past levels. On the 1 hour, you see all these past levels. The best trade, the highest probability trade is to actually wait until price get to this level, right? This red line on the 15-minute chart. Why? Because we know for certain that there's no more sellers to hold it down. The best entry is getting in a little bit lower, but again, you still kind of fighting against some added resistance, and you kind of, your risk to reward, not risk to reward, your chances of actually winning the fight kind of goes down. This is still an A+ setup, but you know what I'm saying, like you go from like a 90% win rate to like a 50% right here, just because you never know if price want to reverse, because you still are fighting against an army. You don't know how big that army is. But on that, like I said, the 4 hour, 1 hour turn back bullish, 15-minute turn back bullish. We know the 4 hour is bullish. It just finished correcting. Even on the 4 hour, this candle closed with that 15-minute push above everything, bro. It's nothing but buys. It should have just been go time. We literally at this level should have just went balls to the walls, targeting those highs because there's no liquidity here to stop it. You know what I'm saying? There's literally no liquidity here to stop it, bro. We should have went balls to the wall, boy. I'm talking like it's over with. Stops right here, right below that swing. Go crazy. Go crazy. That's it, bro. That's ICC. Let me see. But it's like a 250 point move right here. Nothing but buyers. Nothing but buyers. Nothing but buyers. Now, I look for liquidity swings though. My target is always on the higher time frame, like the hourly swings or the 4 hour swings. But because in the prop firm you can't swing trade, I start to look for 15-minute and 5-minute liquidity swings. So on the 15, there's nothing here. On the 5-minute though, you start to see, you know, a little liquidity right here, a little liquidity right here. So as we all kind of seen today, price did get to these areas, pushed above these last two liquidity swings, hit this fair value gap, and kind of has been like dancing around ever since. Right? Nothing but buys, nothing but buys. And then you know market structure. Market structure should always hold, bro. Market structure should always hold. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So this is also a good way to know whether or not you should stay in a trade, right? How long you should let your runners run. Because price hit these liquidities, hit this liquidity, hit this fair value gap, and it's starting to stall. You want to see market structure hold. What is market structure in buys? Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. You can track that on the 15-minute. You can track that on the 5. But let's say if I was tracking this on the 15-minute, right? Same. It's not rocket science. High, low, lower high, lower low. So this is like an indication that price actually wants to go into a bearish trend now because it's not pushing up any higher. However, price makes this high, but it's not really breaking out of these levels either. So we're not really getting any new highs or any new lows, and price is not trending. If we're not getting higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low for a bull trend, or lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs for a bear trend, price is not trending. You do not need to be trying to take this trade. This is what we call our no trade zone because this is just all chop. This is all consolidation, and this is where people get wicked out with the liquidity, which is what we saw right at the market open at 3 o'clock today, right? So overall, price is still bullish because until we get confirmation that price has reversed, we should still push up to the rest of this liquidity, right, to all-time highs, right? This just could just be some consolidation until it want to finishes up. But until then, right, we still don't trade. And this is one of those like, oh, if you missed the trade, you missed it. You feel me? But the same can be said on pretty much all charts from a higher time frame perspective. I trade MES sometimes, NQ. I trade M2K, YM, oil, and gold. I really don't trade silver just cause you know what I'm saying, it's expensive. Copper can be expensive. It's cool though. I don't trade futures in crypto either, but I do chart it up and using this same exact strategy, man. I got a Bitcoin. If it pops up, this has been my Bitcoin prediction. I didn't take the trade though, right? This has been my Bitcoin prediction that Bitcoin is going to drop fully to about $60,000. And the reason why is, again, ICC. Price is trending on the daily. Lower low, lower high, lower low. I expect price to come back up into this level, turn back bearish on all time frames. It turned bearish because this is bull structure. Low, high, lower low, lower high. This is bear structure now. So the daily turned bearish in this exact same area. Market structure. Price stopped making higher highs and higher lows. Made a low, made a lower high. Once it broke this low, that's bear structure. I expect price to retrace back into this last low for my entry, right up in this area to take sales. 1 hour complemented that. Like once everything complements, man, it's over with. It's go time. It's go time. This is not a strategy I came up with. Me and my wife have been learning this based off of a dude on the internet. His name is Psy, Trades by Psy. But I mean, it's repeating, right? And I can chart up MES for you guys right now to show you what exactly I mean. Maybe I should have my wife do that. I can do this one. Oh, okay. Price is on the new indication. We do not trade indications. Sebastian, this making sense, G? Am I profitable? I'm still in prop phase. We still in prop phase. Hold on. This is our goal board though. The road to 25 and a half bands. You know what I'm saying? We mark this up every single day. But we took a small loss, so we got to turn that 2190 down to like 1,000, I think, because I got multiple accounts. So you're losing one, you're losing all. So we multiply by 5. Keep it out the way. Sebastian, is making sense though, bro. All market structure, higher time frame, correction time frame, and then your entry time frame. If I'm looking at MES is on the new indication. You can trade a correction. I don't. It's because it's going against the trend. You never know how far down it is going to retrace before it goes up. So that's never like a full guarantee, right? But because the correction is opposite of the trend, because price has to come down, I expect on the hourly price to come down, retracing to this area before starting to make higher highs and higher lows. And once it breaks back above this level right there, this level right here, and the reason why, again, do I need to repeat it? The reason why we choose this level is because we know right above here, there's nothing but buyers. There is nothing but buyers. And how do we know that? Because it's already did it before. Now, above this level, price explode. You know, every now and then when we are trading, it just seemed like price jump. That's because it made it above a level where it was either nothing but buyers or nothing but sellers, right? Price got to this level, consolidated, swept up all the liquidity, and it showed you there's nothing but sellers at this level. It got to this level again. It didn't build up enough army of buyers. It pushed down again, built up a bigger army, and now that army finally broke through. But you got to think, like, if it had an army of 20 here, that wasn't enough. It had an army of 50 here, that wasn't enough. Now it pushes through with an army of 100, but as it pushes through, it lost 20. So this remaining 80 might not be good enough to, like, you lose more people as you fight them up. And then once you run out of buyers, the sellers has their army, and they're going to push you right back down until you can build up more people on your side to continue the trend. Only time the trend changes is if something breaks. If something breaks, that means the whole target of what you're trading, it shifts. Like, you don't trade against the trend. You feel me? Dude say, I heard trades by size a trillionaire. You know what? Dude be posting videos like he done made $40 million today or 40 million this week, or he's currently in the $16 million trade. And if I'm being honest, I'm not saying dude really is making all that much money. I can't say he ain't. I will say this strategy works. And if he's been doing it for some years, you give me 4 years, because that's what he says in his tutorials. You give me 4 years with a 90% win rate, that, like, he has like a crazy win rate, like something like 80% or something like that, 80 to 90, with a 90% win rate, and he uses a ton of leverage in his gold trades. I'm pretty sure he might be floating a lot of money. I'm not gonna say he's millions every single time, but I will say it's a lot of money. And another thing that can kind of justify that is because we are trading, or the way that I mark my charts up and the way that I'm trading is off the higher time frame. Based on the way that he trades, bro, literally it's like you don't get out of a trade until the trend ends. Like if you were to jump in back in April 10th, because this is, some things that he shows is like if he jumped in this trade April 10th, the trend never shifted until like even here high, low, like once you got this lower high, the trend never shifted. He would have got out like a week and a half later. So you got to imagine how much money you're making on a leverage trade that you holding for 2 weeks straight. You know what I'm saying? So when he does show like he's in a huge trade, I can understand how it can turn into a ton of profits, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm trading small size, and so I would imagine that the size of his trades is substantial to make a big difference. And plus, if you multiply it across multiple accounts, because that's the goal. Yeah, I mean, say he do float a $60,000 trade, but he got 20 accounts, man. That's 1.2 with leverage. So the math can math. I will say that the math can math. All right. So we marking up. Let me see where we at. MES. This is all consolidation. All I know is underneath this level, there's nothing but sellers. Sebastian, listen to me. Underneath on MES, 75, 20, 23-ish, 75, 20, there's nothing but sellers. How do I know? Because buyers are holding up this price. It's sellers down here. Like imagine like every candle close and open or wherever it stops. That's the line between where sellers and buyers are. Underneath this level is sellers. Price is not making any new highs or any new lows. So this is all consolidation. Never trade consolidation because price is not trending. This is our, and I mark this up often. This is my no trade zone. You do not trade consolidation. You are not missing any money. There are 3 type of trades, people. One where you make money, one where you lose money, and one where you don't risk money at all. You know what I'm saying? And 2 of those type of trades you can win. You know what I'm saying? On the daily. So no trades on chat. I just want price to break up, retest this area, and when it get back to above this level, we buying. If price breaks below this level, I know the trend has shifted because it's no longer making higher highs and higher lows, and now it's making lower lows. You see what I'm saying? That's bear trend shit. If it breaks below this level, it's making lower lows, which is bearish. So underneath this level, I would first still wait for that indication to see how far down it's going to break this level, retrace back into the zone, and if it turns back bearish on all my time frames, underneath this level is where I take the sell to that take profit. What does the 2K out of 25K mean on that board? That means during the eval you take during the eval for a 50K account you got to profit $3,000, and then we wanted to build kind of like a $2,000 buffer on top of that. So our target is $5,000 total, but we got 5 accounts. So you know what I'm saying? That's the goal is to do all that. I had the volume I have volume profile on here. Volume profile does act as support and resistance. It's going to tell you where those chop zones are, right? If price do break above a level, right, where no volume is there, then that can help you confidently say, all right, there's nobody here to stop us, right? Imagine, excuse me, right? When price broke above this level right here, it just fucking ran, right? These retracement candles weren't nothing. It just ran. You know what I mean? Same deal. Once price held above this level, there's no volume to stop here. That's why price ran up so hard as it did. It showed you your chop zones, but as it continued to run, there were no volume to stop it. You feel me? Retrace back to the point of control, hop in, just run. But this trading strategy, Sebastian, doesn't require any type of indicators at all, bro. We can let's mark up M2K. All right. M2K did the exact same thing. This was that last high. This was the low. And because price is in bull structure, I expect a higher high and a higher low. Price made that higher high. Price made that higher low. We expect this trend to continue. We expect this trend to continue. Even though price is here, if you take a buy right here and just never sell, we should expect price to eventually hit take profit right here. Your stop loss could be way down here. We should expect price to hit, because that is the trend. If that trend breaks and price breaks under here, then that means the trend is broken. Something has shifted. You feel me? Open the settings at the bar level to 400 or row size. Yeah, price fives. Low volume nodes is where you want to enter. That's a fact. So now think about it like this now on M2K. Price has made this new indication. Price is retraced. This trade is already gone. You know what I'm saying? The only way you'll be able to get in is if the 1 hour continues to hold bull structure, because it turned back bullish once it broke above this level. All right, price 1 hour stays in a bullish structure. It may retrace back to this level, which is cool, and move up higher, but your re-entry will be on that 15-minute, where if the 15-minute turns bearish so that the 1 hour can retrace, once this 15-minute turns back bullish and starts to break those last highs, that'll be your re-entry. So like, say for instance, this is currently bear structure. Low, lower high, lower low, lower high. If price from here hold this support level and breaks this high, we can confidently take that trade, because now the 15 is turned back bullish. You can take that trade from that level with your stops below the swing, wherever that swing might fall. Not saying you should, but that's one way to do it. Let's try to MYM. This is what I was put in a group today. Sebastian, I'm gonna rechart MYM. I would love to see MYM retrace back to the last high, right? Because this was the first indication. This entire move up right here was the very first indication, okay? We would love to see price retrace back into this zone right here to sweep more liquidity, preferably this liquidity right here, okay? Once it does, we expect price to do what, bro? I can repeat this every day, all day, on the 4 hour. Whole structure, the 1 hour turn back bullish. You know what I'm saying? The 1 hour turn back bullish, and then the 15-minute turn back bullish. This is why I put in a group though, that if price, Sebastian, just so you understand what I was saying in a group, this is that indication on that 4 hour, right? On that 1 hour, price has made this low, has made this high, and it's starting to hold support. If it breaks this high again, because this is a higher high than here, it's indicating that price might want to go a little bit higher. It's holding support here. If price continues to close above, right, make a higher high, turn back bullish on the hourly and the 15, then what did we already discuss? Above this level, right there, there's nothing but buyers. There's nothing but buyers above this level until price action show you otherwise. It's repeating. So we got our no trade zone. The same thing goes, man. If you do want to take sales, you don't take sales until price break below this level. Right? You don't take sales until price breaks below 420 on MYM. Why? Because buyers are still in this area. So if you try to take sales, you taking sales against a big group of buyers in here. But below this level, there's no more buyers. The buyers start right here. We beat them. We beat them down. I need my liquidity right there. It's either buys above this level, sales below that level. There's no in between. There is no in between, chat. And the way that you know it, so taking sales against the trend, that's a bit more quote unquote advanced thing. Lower probability, still a high probability, but lower than just going with the trend. How do you get in a group? You ain't getting in a group, bro. Yeah, no, I'm on live. Now, we got gold. Key, what you doing? We got gold. We got gold, Chad. My wife finna show y'all how ICC works with gold. And I'll be honest with you. This is like something that both her and I have picked up at the same time. I've been kind of trading a little longer, so a lot of concepts I'm more familiar with. But she's been picking it up for a good what? How long has it been? Like 2 months now, and she's really well off. Like, give her some props, man. Show her some love. Coming to the stage, we have the one, the only, the beautiful, the caressant, the fly, the the very pregnant. Come on, dude. Come on.
Oh yeah, cause Gold had made a whole new indicator.
She trying to chart it over here. She talking about some. Oh yeah, cause Gold had made a Go on chart this out.
It made a whole new indication because at first it was right here. All right.
It's a little tall for you.
It is. You don't have to break it down, to be honest.
Speaking to the mic.
Hi.
Show the people how you chart.
Okay, y'all, bear with me. Okay, so right here, you're I'm not used to charting from your stuff.
What do you mean? Same.
Huh?
My magnet not on.
Your magnet on?
I tell them.
What's up?
It's our trading journal.
Oh, yeah. So this is what we do. So first, to kind of help me understand it, first step is the 4-hour structure and whether or not that structure is bullish or bearish. And in this case, gold is bearish. And then the second step is the 4-hour indication, right? So this would be the indication right here.
Mm-hmm.
So I will mark this up. Oh shit.
Want to move it to the bottom or something?
Huh?
It's still
no, it's okay. It's okay. I'm moving it to the side because mine's is like along the whole thing. So
it's just not big. Like if you open up the price, you will get it.
This is cool.
I know what you're talking about. It's extended.
Yeah. So this is our indication right here. Oops, sorry, Bill. And then we have our last low, which. Huh?
Looking at it, the last swing. You was right.
Huh?
You was right.
Right here.
Mm-mm.
Oh, this one right here.
Yep.
Yeah. So after we mark up the 4-hour, what we want, because it made an indication, we will want it to go above, to go back down if it's still bearish. If the trend is still bearish, and that's above to go back down, right? So then that's when we go to our 1 hour for the correction. We will want the correction to be over in the 1 hour. So there we go right here. So right here, we know that all this is our no trade zone, right? So what we want price to do in the 1 hour is to become bearish, start creating lower lows, lower highs. And it's still, the correction isn't finished in the 1 hour. Would you say? Because it's still bullish. Huh?
Yeah, actually, we can go back for a better example, just because I think the trend on this one actually might have shifted, because the 4 hour.
Because it broke right here.
Yeah, it broke that high.
Hey, bro.
Watch out, dude. So if we actually take it back, dude, watch out, man. Like here.
To map out that,
Yeah.
to bring that to the last
This level
right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you have to play the play button to kind of get
Right. Okay.
That's not your last.
I know I'm moving it over. Chill out.
I'm not bad. I'm gonna let you work. Let you cook. Let it cook, y'all.
Okay, and it's right here. What's the indication? To go up, to go down, just like I just mentioned right here, right? The indication in 4 hour, we want the 1 hour to correct, to go back, right? So then that's when we switch to our 1 hour. It was doing that just a second ago too. Okay. So with our 1 hour, we're gonna track our lows, because we want the correction to be over in a 1 hour, right? So with the 1 hour, we're tracking our lows, right, until it become bullish. I mean bearish. Right now it's bullish, and we want it to become bearish.
Because what? Because what?
Because in a 1 hour, we're waiting for our correction to be over.
No, because of the higher time frame is
bearish, and we're looking for sales.
Exactly. Right.
So right here is where we're just tracking our lows. We put this right here, and this was the first indication right here. So with this being the first indication, we got a second indication, and then we will want price to go back to our first indication in the 15 minutes. So we got step 1, our 4 hour structure is bearish. Step 2, the indication in the 4 hour. Step 3, our 1 hour correction, which is this right here, is becoming bearish. And then that's when we go to our 15 minute to find, we want price to go right here to the first. Are
you on the 15 minute?
Not yet. I'm about to go to the 15 minute, because I had this as my last low, but this was my first indication. I will want price to go to my first indication and go down.
You already got you just waiting on price to correct on the hourly. Once price finish correcting, right, because you got your low on the hourly.
Yeah.
Once you get your first indications on the hourly, you just go right to your 15.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I keep putting 15 minute and 1 hour together.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay. This was where the correction, our first indication was. And then we got a second indication. So what I would want price to do, I move this to the first indication, right? Right here.
Yes.
I have to ask, because sometimes I move my I move it too much, and then
because if you were to drag this line all the way across, that's that level
right
below here. But we know underneath that level is nothing but sellers.
Exactly. Right? So what we will want price to do is to go above, to go back down, right? So right here, obviously that's what it did. It indicated, and it went up. But we will want to wait for our second indication. We learned to wait for our second indication, because sometime on the first indication, it can trick you out. So for the second indication, that's like your for sure. So this would be your second indication right here. And as you can see, price went up, did a liquidity sweep. And that's one of my steps, because I would always, just for me, that's always confirmation for me to just wait for that second indication and then that liquidity sweep. So that's what we got right here is our liquidity sweep. And then Once it got that liquidity sweep and it got below, we know all, like he said, right here, all sales are, but wait. We would have been, yeah, but we would have got wicked out.
Why did the camera might have overheated?
Did it? Oh, y'all just won't see me, but y'all can hear me.
Let me see. Mic check, mic check. There you go. So, like you said, you got those all the criteria have been met. You get multiple indications. The 15-minute is bearish, got the liquidity sweep. We know when price breaks below that level, there's nothing but sellers. And price wanted to push, but then it just got a good fake out to grab more liquidity. So that just would have been one of those.
That would have just been a no go.
Right.
Because originally, what you would want to do is
at that level, correct?
At that level, your stop loss above this swing. Oh, my magnet on. Targeting.
This
yeah,
you right there.
This one right here.
Yep.
For a 2-to-1 trade.
Like a 2.5 to 1.
Yeah. But as you can see, price had other ideas.
Which happens. Oh, hold on. For me, go to the 5-minute chart on that. And scroll over to the left a little bit. See, it didn't even,
there's no even swing. Well,
it's a fair value gap. Fair value gaps count as like price targets as well. You see that 5-minute fair value gap?
Yeah, I was about to mark it.
Take it down, son.
Huh.
And just
let me fix
don't
it.
Don't do that. Just click here.
Oh, okay, you got it. A template.
Click that.
This is why I don't mess with this mouse. I'm so used to
that
just doing everything from my
FEG. So yeah,
and that's what it did. It respected that middle fair value gap to go back up. So this is where ICT would help out in this trade.
One of those trades, but just because that trade would have reversed on you if you didn't take a little bit of partial profits, that does not mean that the trend has shifted. Like if that opportunity presents itself again for price to turn back bearish and go back below that same level, right? This same level, the same setup is there. It's the exact same setup. Nothing changes. You just would have got wicked out for liquidity purposes on the first one, right? So price turn back bullish. You just would have waited for it again to turn back bearish. Turn bullish, turn back bearish. Here.
I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, you want that banana?
He's like, Dad. There you go.
Here you go. Set him down.
Okay. Hey, stop taking big bites like that.
Right, Key?
Yeah.
So this would have been the first trade attempt. And like I said, if you're familiar with ICT methods, you understand that fair value gaps, the top, middle, and the bottom of them can act as liquidity points before you get to like a liquidity swing. You take a little bit of partials. If not, then you just would have got wicked out if you're a full take profit or stop loss kind of person. But like I said, because price isn't bullish until it breaks above the last high on the 15, which it didn't, and instead it started to make again lower lows and lower highs here, right? Mm-hmm. Lower lows is indicating again that it wants to sell. So you do nothing but, hey, missed the first one. Let's try the second one, right? Same target.
Question though,
What's that?
would you have did this target or would you have did this
Definitely would.
for your first take profit?
Yeah, definitely still hit your partial sales. You know what I'm saying? Take your partials along the way. Price hit that fair value gap. You would have got you some partials going on. Yeah, you definitely would have got some partials because now you got some liquidity to go with. And where are we today? Price goes on a second correction. Price gets back below this level. The same setup exists, chat. Those sales would have just paid. Would have been gruesome, but they'd have paid. For real, for real.
But after so long, it's like, all right, let me stop trying to trace this chart and go to the next one.
Truthfully. From 9 to 5 the next, like 9-12 the next day. 9 at night to 12 the next, like 15-hour trade. Like sometimes it should just take forever because we trade on a higher time frame. That's just the nature of the beast, though, chat. See, and I marked out copper twice. Both hit. Bing.
You marked it out, but did you take the trade?
I ain't take the trades. It's always the paper trades that hit hard, man.
Every time.
Every single time. Which really is copper done?
No, it's not.
Look, chat. Not financial advice. Not financial advice. If copper breaks above,
I got a 12.
copper breaks above this level here, I would definitely be targeting some liquidity. I would definitely be targeting some liquidity. I can't teach you ICC. Honestly, I don't have a group. When I say group, I'm talking like me and the homies. It's about 6 of us. We added Joe back today too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to Joe. So, who is it? Me, Joe, Rome, Sebastian, Antoine, Vaughn. Yeah, 6 of us, and we all specialize in different skills. Antoine and Joe are like our options guys, and pretty much the rest of us are like Antoine, Joe, and me. Cause I be dropping options in it too. So half and half, like options and futures. But pretty much it's just a group of homies. You know what I'm saying? Like a little text chat that we be on every morning, and pretty much all day during the market hours. You know, even overnight, trying to find these A+ setups. But in copper though, if price get above this level with bull structure on the 4 hour, with bull structure on the 1 hour, and bull structure on the 15, trust me when I tell you, you might.
It's go time.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's go time. Trust me when I tell you, it's nothing but buyers above this level. If you really want to play it safe, you'll wait till price get above this level here. This 6.6.5.
Yes, this is definitely a great strategy for swing trading.
This is where you really want to play it safe. Like if you get above this level, okay, cool. You know, price gonna push up here because we still got sellers. So you got to remember that every level is like where sellers are. So it's gonna get up here and it's gonna dance around, might wick down to your entry, make wick a little bit lower than that. But above here, this is like where those explosive moves come into play, right? Think about how price moves right here off this level. What did price do once it broke this level? And there was nothing but buyers pushing price up. Price broke above and it pushed. Price broke above and it pushed. Price broke above and it's pushing. So like these levels make sense like every single time. Price got to this exact same level and sold. Same level and sold. Same level and sold. Like these levels matter. You know what I mean? So like when you understand this, let me see. When you understand this, you know when to buy and when to sell. Not to fall in line of like, oh shit, price really moving. Let me get in. That's what they call FOMO. You know what I'm saying? And price moved a lot. If I bet a lot, I can make a lot. That's called greed. You're not good enough to make money doing it like that. Know your levels, chat. That's it. That's literally it, chat. If price break below this level here, most recently, it's gonna sell extremely hard. It did it already. It'll do it again. It's gonna sell. You know what I'm saying? If price break above, this is like more recent. Let me clear the chart so these make sense. Below here, you're gonna take a sell to the most recent liquidity, with your stops above your 15-minute swing high. Right? Not financial advice. Above here, because price already kind of broke up above and it's holding and it's acting like it want to hold again. Above here, you're gonna take buys to the most recent swing high with your stop loss below the 15-minute swing low. Chat, this is not rocket science. We don't have to overcomplicate it. But it has to be in bull structure. Bull structure, right? When it breaks. Bull structure. And just a simple trade like this is how you get your high, what's it called? Like risk to reward ratios. Y'all got anything else y'all want me? And mind you, ICC works on anything like stocks, everything. I was looking at SoFi today. Right? Let me mark it up on my 4-hour chart. What do we have, chat? What do we have? We have our levels. I know for a fact on any given day that when price pushes past this level right here, drop a stock and I'm gonna tell you what's up with it. Price swept this liquidity, it might retrace back to here. But really, when price pushes up above 17 and a half, my son is hype right now. 17 and a half, it's gonna fly straight to $19. That's over like 15%. It's gonna be like 15% in one big move. Y'all gonna see. Trust me when I tell you that. How do I know? Because it's done it before. Think about it. When price broke below this low, where buyers was holding it up, as soon as price gets below this, there's no more buyers, bro. It's all sellers. That's why these moves happen fast. Price broke. This was a level right here where sellers kept the price down, but if buyers broke above, that's why it moves so fast, because there's no more sellers. You just find these levels. This is how options is played. You know what I'm saying? This is exactly how options is played. Zoom out to your 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour was bearish until now. This low, this high, this lower low, but now we got a higher high. So that means price may be looking for buys above this level. That's why price is shooting up, and it's going to shoot up all the way to this liquidity here. It's going to dance around this little area, but eventually it's going to make its way over to this liquidity. Quote me on that. Quote me on that. Name a stock. We could chart it out. Name a stock. Nvidia. Same deal. I actually had indicators for this.
I had alerts. My alerts went off today.
Yeah. I was in Nvidia option yesterday. That I got in like around here. I took my profits today though.
Did you? I ain't like my alerts went off when I was in his class.
Price is trending down. This is a low. That's a high. This is a higher low. This is a higher high. Slight, but it's moving, right? And if this trend continues, we may see price move back down to this 1250 to move up to the next liquidity, 1216, 1216.50, 1218.50, and push all the way to 1220. You can chart this stuff on a daily time frame if it helps. If it helps clean it up. This probably is better to chart it on a daily time frame, because what do we get? We got our indication, which is a new high or a new low. We got our last low right here. Price has been correcting on the 4-hour time frame, but once the 4-hour turns back bullish, chat, listen to me. Once the 4-hour turn back bullish, once this 1 hour turns back bullish, which the 1 hour is trying to turn back bullish, yo, entry on the 5-minute or the 15 bullish right here. Quote me on this. When Nvidia gets to 17.5, quote me on this. It's not gonna take too long for it to just jump. It's not gonna take long at all for it to jump straight to 236 and higher. Because why? Market structure. The trend should continue. High, low, high, higher, low. The trend will continue. Y'all feel me? The trend is going to continue, my love. So it might be time to ape into some Nvidia calls.
Yeah.
What else are we looking at? Iris Energy. Iris Energy was... Milo is beating you. Ooh. This is all... Everything from here to here. It's all consolidation. But we know above her is nothing but buyers. What has Iran done? It's buying up. It's going to retrace back to this last low, which it has already, and it's held support at the 63.50. It's going straight to $77 and beyond. Iris Energy. You feel me? Name a stock.
Tesla.
Let's do Tesla. Let's chart it up. Tesla, higher time frame. Has been bullish this entire time. It's not bearish until price breaks below 218 or 220. This is not bearish because this is the high. That's the low. Truth be told, this is technically all consolidation because it's not making no new highs and no new lows, right? Doesn't mean you can't trade it. I'm just saying that price has not been trending. It's just been consolidating a lot, which means whichever direction it goes, whether that's up or down, it's gonna move, and it's gonna move a lot. Like ASTS, Micron, Nvidia, everybody has that like super fly move. This is gonna move a lot, and it's gonna move fast. But the way that we track this is price made this new high. Chat, this is repeating, man. Price made this new high. It's correcting on the daily. The daily has turned back bullish. Boom. All right, price turned back bullish. It gave you a re-entry right at this level. Boom, at 400. This is finna fly. It's finna fly, chat. That's all it is. Non-stop. Price is at 442. It's gonna be at 500 in no time. You got another stock? Meta. I don't like Meta chart. I swear I don't. Meta is still... I don't like Meta's chart. I never do. I never did. You said IWM? SM2K? All right. Yeah. Robinhood up 11% today. Did I have hood calls? You gonna beat my ass if I had hood calls and I sold?
Ew.
You already know the saying. I had hood calls. Key, I sold them joints today though. Today was a good day. It was 80% up. I sold for 80%. Yeah. I know I wasn't tripping. I'm like, man. Should have held that BTBT. Took a $10 loss, but those is up today. It's all good. Robinhood. Daily. This is my last swing high. Boom. Price indicated. Price went on a correction. Price is now turned back bullish. Where do you think it's going next? 150. Robinhood is finna double really fast, chat. It's time to jump in some calls, and I would expect price to get to 150. Let me see, May, October. I would choose like some January expirations. Let me see, April, October, 5 months. I would give it like 6 months, 6 to 9 months. So 9 months out, expirations, 120, yeah, $20 calls. So you get them in the money, and then you get that intrinsic value on the way up to that 153 and higher. Amazon just finished correcting. It's on the way for its new indication. So Google doing some bullshit. It's already did this indication. I wouldn't trade Google. Not right now. Palantir. It's time. It's time. It is time, chat. Palantir is gonna sweep each leg. Each swing is liquidity. It's gonna sweep this 150. Then it's gonna hit 153. Then it's gonna hit 156, and then 162. After that 162, man, it's really just gonna keep climbing. Honestly, it's just gonna keep climbing in the first place. So I don't have much else. Okay, you got anything else? Yeah, you do.
Just remember the name of the game.
Name of the game. Milo.
Milo, what's the name of the game?
Do the opposite. Stop profits, take loss. Have you ever heard that before?
No.
It's not take profit, stop loss. It's stop your profits, take the loss, fam. You see red, you take the red, cuz. My prediction on Bitcoin so far. My prediction on Bitcoin so far. I didn't take this trade. I've just been mapping it out because I feel Bitcoin is definitely going down to 60K again. 100%. Not even questioning that. Why? Because price is trending lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. We're going to go sweep this liquidity until price shows otherwise and breaks one of these previous highs. Cool. All right, man. I'm pretty sure Sebastian, you probably not still on. I don't know who else was on. We just kind of kept it going.